Good morning and welcome back to my video diary and Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling and this is my island Fawnhollow, and shall we see what's going on today? Now, since last episode, I believe a majority of it I was talking about flower hybrid breeding and how it's different from the information I had before, which is the information I was using from New Leaf. So I had changed the gardens a little bit. They're, for one, so much easier to water now because there's significantly fewer plants to water, but they're more carefully selected, shall I say. So they're one-on-one breeding pairs, but we'll get into it when we see it. First, let's have a message from Isabel. Good morning, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 11:26 AM on Thursday, April 30th, 2020. There really isn't any news to share today, so I suppose I don't have much to say besides my hellos. But now I think about it, the end of April is already upon us. They say spring has sprung, but before you know it, spring will spring right out the door. But we won't let that stop us from enjoying May to the fullest, will we? Well then, Isabel, signing off. I mean, May's kind of still spring, right? So we still got like a whole month of spring left with us. So anyway, we have a Nook Miles mission apparently. From getting wood from trees, okay. My mic actually just keeps falling. This is ridiculous. We've got some mail. Guess what, dear? It's time for a riddle. What did the cake say while cutting an onion? I'm in tears, from Eric. Thank you, Eric. We got only me and a book. And something from Savannah. Dear Highway, as promised, here's what I wasn't able to give you previously when you couldn't carry my gift home. This small token of my appreciation can't match your generosity, but I hope I choose something you like. From Savannah. Aw, thank you. I forgot about that entirely. So we'll see what we've got here. Only me, a book. That's for Benedict. Don't worry about that. Tea Parker combo. Interesting. So you see, these flower hybrid gardens are much more spread out and they're breeding with only one pair, which I'll explain as we walk around town. But first, I'm going to dig up this fossil, and second, I'm going to check my turnip prices, which have not been doing so well this week. And I think this afternoon is the last chance for it to potentially be a peak. Everyone's over in town. Make sure we collect some fruit so we can give to people as we see them. Have a look over, see if any new cosmos is spawned. No, not quite. That's okay, there's a weed here though. Say hello to me and Tommy. Oh, Flo, you're here. Let's see what these turnip prices are. 62. That's still on a slight decrease, which is unfortunate, but you know, what can you do about it? We'll leave that be. Then let's have a chat with Flo. What are you looking at, Flo? A rattan vanity would make a perfect gift. Who's got a birthday coming up? I don't know who does, but not me. Whoa, 100,000 bells. No, thank you. I'm not carrying enough of that, unfortunately. I'll leave you to it, Flo, and I'll give you your fruit later. So yeah, turns out flower breeding, as I was speaking about in the last episode, is based off like Mendelevian genetics or whatever. So it's like dominant recessive genes. Doesn't really matter, but basically what happens is all of these flowers all have hidden genetics behind them, which means that you can sort of predict what flowers are going to be bred if you do it one-on-one like this. So that way, if I water and this produces offspring, I know, but and it lands somewhere in this space, I know it's going to be from one of these two plants. It's going to be the offspring of these two plants, which in this case I've looked up. Black and yellow will always produce orange offspring. So that's why I set up my gardens like this, like the top layer is normally for orange ones, this next one here is for pink ones. This one's a bit sideways, but this one will only produce black offspring, and this one will only produce purple offspring. So this is my hybrid garden. I mean, it does mean there'll be less opportunities for potential offspring, but the offspring I get will actually be the offspring I want. So that's always good. Morning, Vivian. I don't know why I walked past Roscoe and Audie's house without even seeing if they were inside, but don't worry, we'll make our way back to them. For now, we'll speak to Vivian, and I suppose that means I can actually water the flowers in these episodes now. Because before I was going through, I think I spoke about it before, about 3 watering cans a day. Now I'm only going through a couple. Like one and a little bit more. So it's one, far less mind numbing for me, so that's a good first step. And 2, less resource wasteful. I probably won't have as much a shortage of softwood now as I did previously. And 3, it's more controlled, I suppose. I didn't really have a third point lined up for anything, so I sort of improvised. Give Roscoe an orange. Let's see what he says about that. A judogi. I don't know what that is. But let's put it on. Maybe it's some... Oh, it's like karate or maybe taekwondo. Gear. Uniform. I don't know what you'd call it. Okay. Let's see if Audie's in. She's not in, so that's fine. I'll take a walkabout. No new hybrids growing yet, which is to be expected since we only have like 3 opportunities per colour, so about 12 opportunities roughly per species for hybrids, and there's not always a chance, but at least what we know we're going to get is good. Morning, Eric, I see you over here. Morning's neat. Would you like perhaps some fruit, Eric? As usual, he's going to share it with the bugs, which I must not recommend, to be honest. Oh, and also, I suppose another thing I should mention about flowers, if you notice the pink lilies up there, they don't have another partner flower planted with them. It turns out, in New Horizons, flowers which are separated, like isolated by themselves and are watered, or other flowers next to them have already got a breeding partner, will have a chance to reproduce asexually. They're going to have a chance to clone themselves, so there's that. Ooh, purple mums. Fantastic. That's one of the ones we wanted, and I have a notepad document here with all the details of all the potential flower breeds and combinations, which I used to plan exactly what sort of flowers I was going to plant where and in what combinations. So let me just have a quick look at what my mum's one says. Purple. White by white. There's a chance for purple with 25%. So there we go. We'll need another purple mum before we can really do before we can breed more mums more consistently. But for now, this one can reproduce potentially asexually. So we'll plant it by itself over here. But that's a 25% chance of getting a purple mum, so that's good. These ones over here, what was this one? This red and yellow one will make a hybrid yellow. Ah, that's what we wanted. We need 2 hybrid yellows to get green ones. So this one's actually in the spot I require. So that one's guaranteed to be a hybrid yellow. This is the use of my notepad document. So basically these are both 2 seed mums. Like mums originally grown from a seed. And when you crossbreed a red and yellow one, you have a 100% chance of getting a hybrid yellow. And a hybrid yellow, if you breed 2 hybrid yellows together, you have a 6.25% chance of getting a green mum and a 25% chance of getting a hybrid purple. Now, not the purple that I grew from the white ones. This is a hybrid purple, which if you breed 2 of those together, you have a 25% chance of getting a green mum. So you see, there's a lot of depth into the genetics behind these flowers, apparently. So, well, I find it quite enjoyable. It was quite fun to plan out and research that sort of thing. I believe I put the link to the guide in the previous episode's description if you want to check it out yourself and do your own research, but basically you can sort of just, in most cases, you just start off with the correct combination of the 2 seed flowers being bred together and hope you just get lucky. Now, the rose garden, as we'll get to, this is the one that it's all about. This is a complicated one. This is one that takes forever. So let's have a quick look at what I'm doing and see what's going on. This top layer, of course, is my orange roses layer. There's nothing here. This is my pink roses layer, and we got a pink rose. Now these, I believe, grow pink roses 100% of the time, and we do, according to my notes. So this white rose here is not from a pink rose layer. These purple roses didn't have anything, and these 3 here, this red, black, and red ones, are what I'm doing to get black roses. I didn't think they could grow white roses, but either way, this is not a black rose, so we'll get rid of this and replant it somewhere else. Now the important layer is this bottom layer. This bottom layer is what we're doing to try and get a blue rose. What you need to start off doing is crossbreeding a purple rose which was grown from 2 white roses, with a seed yellow rose to get a hybrid white rose. Now this hybrid, they clearly haven't grown any hybrid white roses, so there's nothing of interest today. So we'll just have to leave it and require a lot of patience as we wait for potentially something to happen. Oh, I'm sorry. You might notice I also have those 2 red roses to the right there, also in a breeding pair. That's because this is the way I was doing it before. This is how you do it in New Leaf. These are hybrid red roses made from orange and purple roses, which in New Leaf is how you get a chance of getting blue roses, but in this game there's only a 1 in 64% a 1 in 64 chance, so it's a lot lower. Hi there, Highway. Sorry, I was thinking really hard and didn't notice you. I'm kind of thinking of moving away from this island. I mean, I've got to see the world. I've got to learn how to be famous. Go make it big, Puddles. As I said before, a lot of the villages, I want to try and rotate out a lot of villages so I get the chance to get some of the ones I really do want in the end, but also I get to meet lots of new people. I know you don't really want me to go, but thank you for supporting me. It's totally a sweet thing to do. When I'm famous, I'll get you front row tickets for every show. So Puddles, it's been an absolute honour having you here on Fawnhollow, and I'm sad to see you go, because you're a very sweet person, but how about a parting gift of an orange? But I'm sure you'll make it big someday, Puddles. And I'll absolutely go see your concert when you first have yours. But until then, enjoy your travels. Very stilted goodbye messenger. I'm very sorry, Puddles. I didn't really plan what I was going to say. So these pink flowers may end up moving, depending who we invite to our town, depending who we can find. But that will be a decision for a future dear, not me. But we have a lot of Nook Miles points saved up to go island hopping. Morning, Mabes. I also heard apparently if you react, you can see she's got pupils. She does have pupils. Morning, Sable. Oh, hi there, dear. What were you looking for today? Not so fast. If you want to buy something at this store, you go through me. Or, well, actually, most of the time I just go through the fitting room, to be honest, Mabel, but worth the effort, right? What should we get today? Anything particular? What is this? A baby chick costume? Or I can get a nightgown. Maybe even a nightgown. Imitation cow skull? Sure, why not? No show socks. And no shoes, because I don't know what shoes I want anymore. Not that I ever wear these other outfits anyway. I just seem to wear the same thing over and over again. But I'll take a leave. Thank you, Mabel and Sable. We'll have a look at our hyacinth garden, see how that's going. You also probably can see there's a lot more flowers scattered around everywhere, because when you reduce the size of your hybrid gardens by as much as I've done, you end up with a lot of spare flowers to put everywhere, so the density of flowers on the rest of the island has increased a huge amount. Go on, Puddles, you can do it. I don't think we ever can catch the insects on what I've seen, which is a shame. I see if Diana's in. She's not in. I left an orange here because I wanted to try and give it to her when I'm eventually allowed to give gifts to Diana. But that hasn't happened yet. So, our last fossil we got over here, which I'll promptly dig up. And then get Blathers to evaluate in a second. I'm not sure who our visitor is for today. We didn't see Crazy Red, did we? I don't think so. I don't think we saw his boat. Let's have a quick look, see if Flo's in. I can't believe this is big enough for a pond. It's so tiny. Whatever fish that is in there is probably not having the greatest time. Morning, Flo. Oh, you sleepy. How about I wake you up with an orange? Who we love to give gifts to? Hippo, Sylvana, Audie, right? That sounds about right. Bloop, 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 bloop. I'll leave you be, Flo. We'll have a look at our windflower, see if anything's growing. Over here. So yeah, this top row is for pink windflowers, middle row for blue windflowers. This bottom row, I can't remember what we needed. We're looking for hybrid reds or hybrid pinks. From these two pairs. And this one already is a hybrid red and a hybrid pink. So that has a chance of growing a purple windflower. Let's see the probability. 6.25% chance, so not particularly high, but we'll see how it goes. We'll plant this blue windflower bud here so it can eventually grow into a flower, and we'll relocate it tomorrow. You see, not too many hybrids growing, but it's okay. Things take time. Apparently everyone here is in the centre, and I don't know why, Diana, you're dancing immediately behind Audie, but sure. Oh, thank you, Hippo. That's sweet. Thinking about me. Think about me, think about you, think about us, what we're gonna be. Let's see, what do you get? Mariachi clothing. What do you take me for, Hippo? Let's say hello to Audie. You're looking perfect as well, Audie. I'll give you a cherry. We'll see if we can give Diana a cherry. And who knows where Sylvana is, so... I wonder if the amount of bells they give you is based on your friendship level. Which I'm surprised them about Flo only gives 650. Oh, I guess not. We'll just chat with Diana. I hope you have something exciting planned for today. It can be quite invigorating to change your routine. I think that might be one of the only things you ever say to me, Diana, to be honest. But eventually she'll let me give her something. So let's check out what's going on in our Nook stop today. Collect our bonus bars. I will redeem. Have we got any new fences? No, and we've got all the recipes from here now, so the only thing to do is to save up Nook miles, to be honest. Let's go Nook shopping. Do we want any of this? We do want Mr. Flamingo, I believe, for Hippo's house, because we only have Mrs. Flamingo right now. Kick a rock. Ooh. Let's go have a chat with Blathers, get him to assess these fossils. And then maybe, well, we have tons of time, so we'll start watering flowers, and I can talk a little bit more in depth about them. I'll do my best to explain it in... explain the breeding process in simpler terms. But the guide does a really pretty good job, and it's much more in depth, but I don't know. I guess if you don't really want to read the guide, you can listen to my garbled explanations. So let's assess some fossils here, Blathers. Would you care to shed some light on what these are? I really want Celeste to visit again, because I want more shooting stars. Oh, I already got all of these, do you? Yeah, I want more shooting stars in my town, so we can actually get some more star pieces and get some more of the star furniture, which is super pretty, by the way. Because I want to turn my basement into like a night shrine, and my top floor into a day shrine. What on earth is this goal? Tree transportation. Oh, I suppose that's like relocate a tree. Apparently we have another Nook Miles mission. That's one smartphone. Giving you miles for using your phone? Okay. I mean, I'm not really sure what that's meant to entail, but thank you. What I was going to do was how much money do we have? 80,000. Okay, let's harvest that money tree first. And by harvest, I mean cut it down. And then I was going to buy the items, the furniture items on Nook's Cranny. And then we'll put everything away, and then we'll start our watching process. So I should see if maybe Jacob's ladders can breed by themselves, or reproduce asexually, I don't know. In which case I probably want to move this tulip. I don't think they can crossbreed across species, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Let's plant it over here. Ah, I see. I was like, why isn't it being put away? Still don't know where Savannah is. Maybe she's like down here or something. I don't think she was in a home, and it doesn't seem like we have a visitor today, which is particularly odd. Unless we have Gulliver. Oh, there you are. There's a visitor, Sahara. Okay, hold on. Let's sell some things first. I don't know how I didn't see her the first time. She must have been completely hidden. I would like to sell some things, Timmy. Would you care to take this, and a clump of weeds, I suppose, and this? Sold! To the highest bidder. Now, how much money do we need to save for Sahara? Let me think. 3,000, 6,000, then roughly 12,000, I think. So we should be able to have enough to buy everything here, as long as this thing costs less than 5,000. Which it does, so that's good. We've already got that stuff, so we don't need to buy it. So let's have a chat with, I was going to say Sylvana, that's not right. Well, I mean, yes, for Sylvana if we ever see her. But no, let's have a chat with Sahara, see what things you've got. You don't need to give me the spiel every single time, to be honest, Sahara. Please just, just give me your wares. Take my money payments. Let me buy in bulk. Well, I suppose I'll start explaining flowers now. So I think I mentioned this before. All the flowers have three genes. They have red, white, yellow, and one called shade. And basically, each gene, they're pairs of what we in Mendelian genetics is usually represented with letters. So for red, we'll have 2 letter R's, except for one will be a capital R maybe, or one of the options will be a lowercase r, with a capital R determining a dominant gene, and lowercase r determining a recessive. So you can either have a combination of capital R, lowercase r, or one capital R and one lowercase r. And that goes the same for the whites, which are WW, yellows, which are YY, and shade, which is SS. And with those, different combinations of those different possibilities of dominant and recessive genes give way to different colours. Which, those are all in the document. I'm not going to go through which one's which because that's a lot of effort. And then how it works is when you crossbreed 2 flowers together, for example, we'll start looking at the red gene. What will happen is from the first parent flower, the child will have a 50% chance of taking either of the 2 pairs of genes. So in the cases where the parent's flower gene is both the same, like 2 capital R's or 2 lowercase r's, that child flower is going to guaranteed either have a capital R or a lowercase r. The only case it matters is when it's a mixed gene, and when it's got a capital R and a lowercase r, then the offspring will have a 50% chance of having one capital R in their gene and one lowercase r, and then it does the same for the second parent for the other letter in the red gene. If that makes sense. That's basically just like GCSE biology stuff. If you know Punnett squares, that's basically what's going on, but it does it 4 times. And anyway, flowers you find natively on your island and the higher cliffs, and the flowers you buy from seeds from Leif and Nook all have pre-programmed set genetics every single time. So let's just put these all away, I suppose, and we'll look at them in our storage. Unless the name Skywall? That sounds interesting. Hold on, flowing river flooring. Whoa, cool. I mean, it doesn't really make sense how I do it now, but I'm going to keep it like that. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's future techie. These are so pretty. Okay, I mean, this is the sort of one that can go upstairs in a daytime shrine. I could not think of any other words there. Anyway, different combinations of different genes get different flowers, basically, is what's going on. The seeded ones all have a fixed one. Island hybrids, so like when you go to Nook Mile Islands and you see like special orange or pink cosmoses in my case, they also have fixed genetics which are different from the ones you get from breeding normally. And by looking at the genetics, people have data mined what ones you need to combine basically to get them all together, and we'll go through what you need exactly on... I meant to click only me when we start watering them. So let's go do that. So we start with pansies. Let's have a sip of water out. Refreshing. Anyway, that's the wrong tool. We'll start with pansies, and orange pansies have a 100% chance of being bred from a seed red and a seed yellow pansy. So that's why I ended up with so many orange pansies, because I had they're so easy to get. You get them every time from breeding to a red and a yellow together. Let's see what the next one is. Blue pansies. I believe this is a 50% chance of spawning from, or maybe 25% chance of spawning from 2 white pansies being bred together. But as you see, I've already got blue pansies. There's no hybrid blue pansies, so every time you breed 2 blue pansies together, you'll get a blue pansy if they make an offspring. Now, purple pansies, they have, what you need to do is you need to breed a seeded red and a blue pansy together, and you'll get a hybrid red with a 100% chance if it makes an offspring. And then with that 100% chance hybrid red, if you breed 2 of those together, you have a 6.25% chance of getting a purple pansy. Which is a low chance, but the good thing is once you get a purple pansy, you can of course get it to breed asexually, and then once you breed 2 purple pansies together, they'll have a 100% chance of always producing a purple pansy, so it's not too bad. Cosmoses are decently similar. To make orange cosmoses, you breed a seeded yellow and a seeded red together, that's a 100% chance. For pink cosmoses, you also have a seeded red, seeded white, that's another 100% chance. So that's why I ended up with so many of them. For black cosmoses, it's a bit different. What you need to do is you need to breed 2 oranges together, and I don't have a percentage chance written down here, so you should refer to the guide. And then you can, what that can give you, there's like 2 different actual types of black cosmoses, and then one of them is they have 2 lowercase s's as a shade gene, and the other one has 1 capital S and 1 lowercase s. What this means is that when you breed them together, if it's 2 lowercase s's, you'll have a 100% chance of getting a black cosmos, and if it's 1 lowercase s and 1 capital S being bred with a double lowercase s cosmos, that is also another 100% chance of getting a black cosmos. But if you breed 2 capital S and lowercase s cosmoses together, then you have a 75% chance, I believe, of getting a black cosmos, and then you have a 25% chance of getting, I don't know, whatever genetics is of a black cosmos with 2 capital S's, which I must assume would be like red or something. I'm not sure. That's how I understood, at least, the... Oh no. That's how I understood the guide, at least. I'm sorry if any of the information I say is wrong, but it's just not intentional. It's just me misunderstanding the... What's the word? I don't mean to customize. What am I doing? That's just me misunderstanding the information. So anyway, let's craft another watering can as we talk about what's next on tulips, right? Scroll down to tulips. Where are tulips? There we are. So first one, we should talk about black tulips first, which I don't have written down here, but I'm pretty sure off the top of my head that's 2 red tulips bred together, and it might be a 25% chance. Sounds about right. But to create more black tulips, you can just breed 2 black tulips together, which is what, as I've done. In Roscoe's home especially, you can see, which is why I ended up with so many black tulips, I think. It might actually be orange tulips now I think about it. To get 2 orange tulips might get black tulips. I'm not certain about that. You also have purple tulips, which you can just breed 2 purple tulips together. I believe that maybe that one might be the 2 orange tulips. So there's that. To make orange tulips, that's red and yellow together. I believe that's a 50% chance, so it's not the greatest possibilities. Oh, we should move these tulips out of the way. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? But the way to get guaranteed black tulips is by breeding a black tulip and a seeded yellow tulip together, which is what I've got set up over there, and that always gives orange tulips as offspring, so that's nice. And the final one is pink tulips. I couldn't find a way to get guaranteed pink tulip hybrids. If you breed a seeded red and a seeded white together, you can get... Oh, thank you, Diana. You can get a 50% chance of getting pink tulips. But I could not see any combination of flowers which would breed together to get guaranteed pink tulips. Unless you did some more complicated, like, hybrid breeding, which I'm not sure if it works, but you would have to then test the flowers to see if they're the correct hybrid flowers or not. But I wasn't about that, so I'm going to settle with a 50% chance of getting pink tulips. That's okay with me. So that's why we got this set up. And that's also why we kept getting purple tulips when we planted them at Vivian's garden, which makes sense. And because of the way the genetics work, you don't actually have a 100% chance of getting orange tulips or pink tulips if you breed 2 orange tulips or respectively 2 pink tulips together, which is interesting, I thought. Lilies. Okay, so starting at the top, there's orange lilies, which is the same as tulips. If you breed a black and yellow, you'll get a guaranteed one. Oh, hello, Eric. What are you thinking about? Hey, dear. I heard some folks have been calling you Highway. I really dig the way that sounds. Would it be cool if I called you Highway too? Go for it. The whole town's going to call me Highway soon. Anyway. So red and yellow, to them together, there's a 50% chance you'll get orange lilies, which is why I'm breeding them for now. I'm trying to get some orange lilies, because I don't have any yet. And then for pink ones, but you can use black and yellow to get 100% chance. For pink lilies, oddly enough, for pink lilies, if you breed 2 pink lilies together, you have a 100% chance of getting pink lilies as hybrids. But to get pink lilies, you get a 50% chance from breeding a red and white lily together. And in this case, I didn't notice before, but we got a white lily from over here. That was us losing out on the coin flip, but that's okay. And then for black lilies, if you breed 2 black lilies together, you'll always get black lilies from it. But you have a 25% chance of getting it from 2 red lilies being bred together, so that's why we're breeding those red lilies there. Hopefully that'll work out. Now we've got mums. Starting off with pink mums. A red and a white mum, seeded mums, they'll always give pink mums. So that's why we got that there. Purple mums, you need 2 regular purple mums being bred together. And what regular means is when you breed 2 white mums together, seeded mums together, you'll get 25% chance of getting purple mums. And green mums are a bit more complicated. You need to breed a seeded red and a seeded yellow together to get a yellow hybrid, which we have just down there. And with this yellow hybrid, you can breed 2 yellow hybrids together to get a 6.25% chance of getting a green mum, or you get a 25% chance of getting a hybrid purple mum, or a special purple mum. And if you breed 2 of those special purple mums together, you have a 25% chance of getting a green mum. So really you want those special mums to try and get the green mums, but you had to start out with these hybrid yellows as we have. So there's actually 2 different types of purple mums, which is not always apparent. Anyway, we'll leave that to it as we move on to roses, and this is going to be an absolute mess when we get into blue roses. Anyway, first a lesson of reactions and puddles. There are reactions for everything. When you're sleepy, you can use, wait for it, sleepy. Yawn. It's totally great. Somebody sees you do that, and they'll know you've been up all night, probably dancing on your bed. Fair enough. Can't stay awake. Anyway, roses. There's a lot of different colours of roses. So we'll start off with orange roses. If you start with a black and yellow rose, they'll always produce orange. I don't have enough black roses, so that's why I'm using red and yellow, which I believe is a 50% chance we're getting oranges. I'm not sure, I haven't written it down. It's either 50 or 25% chance, I'm not too sure on the exact there. For pink roses, you can breed 2 pinks together to get guaranteed pink roses, but if you don't have pink roses, just breed red and white together. That's probably a 50% chance as well. I'm not sure. For black roses, just breed 2 black roses together. And that's a 100% chance. If you don't have black roses, breed 2 reds together. I believe that's a 25% chance to get black rose in, which is what I'm waiting on some of these. Purple roses, breed 2 whites together, and you'll get a purple rose at 25% of the time. Oh, sorry, if you breed 2 purples together, you'll get purple roses 100% of the time. If you breed 2 whites together, you'll get purple rose 25% of the time. And then we get on to blue roses. Now, there's actually a shorter way to get blue roses. If rose is your native flower, you can get hybrid orange roses, I believe, from the island. And there's some way, I think if you breed 2 of them together, you have a chance of getting a special red rose or something. A special hybrid red rose, which you can breed to try and get blue roses. In a 1 in 4 chance. But we don't have roses as our native flower. So what we had to do is the guaranteed blue rose way. Now what you had to do is, firstly, you had to breed 2 whites together to get a purple rose, which I'm calling purple 1, a regular purple hybrid. And let me just read this out to you. And you also had to breed 2 regular seeded reds to get a regular black rose. And then you take that regular purple rose and breed it with a seeded yellow rose to get a hybrid white rose. Take that hybrid white rose again, breed it with a regular purple hybrid rose to get... breed it with a regular purple rose to get a hybrid purple rose 50% of the time. And then, because 50% of the time you just get a regular purple rose, but you want a hybrid purple rose. So you test that purple rose by breeding it with a yellow seeded flower, a rose again. And if it produces a yellow rose, then that means it is an actual hybrid purple rose, and you want to duplicate it, and you want to breed it together. If it can only produce white roses, then that means it's a regular purple rose, and you're back to the drawing board. When you get 2 hybrid purple roses, you breed them together to get a super special hybrid white rose. And that's only a quarter of the time. And then when you get that, you breed that with your original black hybrid, your regular black rose to get your first hybrid red rose. That's 100% of the time. You breed that hybrid red rose with the super special hybrid white rose to get orange. You see, it's getting pretty intense. A special orange hybrid rose. Breed a special orange rose with that super special white hybrid rose to get a super special hybrid red rose, and breed 2 of those special hybrid red roses together to 2 of them together to get a 25% chance of getting a blue rose. Wow. And then finally, when you have that blue rose, you can duplicate it and breed them together for a 100% chance of getting blue roses. Oh my word. It's about the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard. That's why blue roses are so damn hard to get, and I don't know how anyone is meant to get that naturally. I assume that's just something you might get randomly if you just breed a load of roses together. As I say, you can cut off some of those stages earlier, like when you get, I believe it's when you get the 2 special hybrid purple roses that has like a 1 in 64 chance already of getting blue roses, but you know, this is a way to up your chances to 1 in 25, which is a lot better than 1 in 64, to be honest. So after we talk about that, let's talk about hyacinths. I couldn't find a guaranteed way to get orange or pink hyacinths with their genetics, so you have a 50% chance of combining, or when you breed a red and yellow to get an orange, and a 50% chance of breeding a red and white to get pink. For blue hyacinths, I think this is 2 whites together have a 50% chance or 25% chance of getting blue hyacinths. If you breed 2 blue hyacinths together, you'll get more blue hyacinths guaranteed. For purple hyacinths, what you need to do is, well, to guarantee it, you can breed 2 purples together, so that's fine. But what you need to do is you need to start by breeding. Oh, okay, so I guess we go through 1 and a bit watering can. So let's go back and go craft another one. If you breed 2 oranges together, you have a 6.25% chance of creating a purple, which is, you know, good. But you'll also have a 1 in 8 chance of crafting a special blue hybrid. And if you breed 2 of those special blue hybrids together, you'll have a 25% chance of getting a purple. So it's kind of similar to getting mums in that regard, I suppose. Well, actually not really. Well, kind of. And there can... So that's why we're doing that. I might have actually gotten some of those special blue hybrid hyacinths before, except for, unfortunately, for some reason in Animal Crossing, you have no way of telling the difference between your regular flowers or your hybrid flowers. They look exactly the same, which is a shame. So I hope in future games they'll have that genetics. They'll have like a thing where you can look at the genetics of a flower, just for ease. I don't think they will, because it's probably something which doesn't really fit Animal Crossing very well, but I can hope. And finally, we're moving on to windflowers, which are relatively simple. You can breed a red and an orange together for 100% chance of getting pinks. Regular pink hybrids, mind you. You can breed 2 blues together to get 100% chance of getting blue windflowers, and you get those blue windflowers from breeding 2 white windflowers together, which I believe is a 25% chance in and of itself. And to get purple windflowers is a bit more difficult. What you do is you breed a seeded red with a hybrid blue, like a regular blue windflower, to get a hybrid red windflower 100% of a chance, 100% of the time. And if you breed 2 hybrid red windflowers together, then you can get 6.25% chance of getting a purple one. I bet you are already. An alternative is if you breed a regular pink windflower with a regular blue windflower, you have a 25% chance of getting a hybrid pink windflower, which I have over there in the bottom left, which you can use to replace a hybrid red flower, basically. What's the latest, Audie? You had a pretty good time, huh? It's so great that Benny could come hang. I hope they get a chance to pop in again real soon, Foxtrot. Did I already give you something? No, what? I thought... Thanks, Audie, I think. Oh no, it's Sylvana I haven't given stuff to. Of course I gave stuff to Audie already. I forgot she was in Town Square. So anyway, that's my quick rundown guide on how to get some hybrids. It's considerably worse than the text guide, so please do use that if that's really what you want to do. But if you couldn't be bothered to read a text guide, then I guess you could just copy my layout, sort of. I don't know if it's the best layout, but I think it should work. But with that, I was gonna wrap up the episode, but I was actually thinking I should probably check the turnip prices, because this is the last chance I have for a spike. And if I don't have a spike, then that's just too bad. This video has gone on for way too long, maybe, but we'll see. 59, so I have a decreasing pattern, which is a shame. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. It's gone on for about 45 minutes, so that's far too long. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons on my island of Fawnhollow, and I've been Dear Darling. I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell, so until next time, bye-bye for now.